morning, October 31st, 2011. We're at the Peachy film site, or what we think it is. This is our last site we're looking at. A lot of good stuff we're finding. Some stuff's pretty convincing. But last night, stayed here, uneventful. We're going to go finish a few details. Some of the bore increments we did. These we were able to get the years off of these guys here already. Get the year, accounting the annual growth rates. So we were able to successfully do that. These were the alders and one of the conifers. Well, we found out it ran into some rot, but we got 31 out of it. But it's a lot older than 31 based on circumference, which is the circle around the tree. These other ones were from the maples. One of them just over here, on top of the organic pile debris out that way. And the second one is a little farther back on the outskirts of this clearing out that way. It's over there. And the second one, again, a little dark because of the rubbing against the tree and the wax we used to it slips in. So we could sand those down and let them sit and we can count the rings in there. So the idea is to get the annual growth rings to determine how long these trees have been here. 45 years is the goal, or is the number we're looking at. Anything greater than 45 years was here toward the Patterson film site. And that's one of the things we're using for trees in the area. But the 1971 Renee DeHinden overview that shows some trees in it, and that's a good factor we're going to use for that. So all the trees that are still being shown in there should match up to trees that would be existing on the gravel bar. So those are the goals we're looking for and trying to articulate that. So if we find a tree 44 years older that's sitting on the gravel bar here, that's in a position that matches the aerial photo, then we got something. And so I wanted to articulate that the trees are 44 plus years old, 45 years old, that match in position according to how the shot was taken. And the more of those we find, the more stumps we find that correspond with locations, the better off we're going to be. And that was our goal. Here's an example of how the tree boring grid is going to work. Here's our tools. We have a cluster of 3 trees here, and we look for our flags, the grid we put in. There's one right here, x -1, y -1. Our meridian grid started just over there where the orange flag is, right over there. And so that's our meridian line running across there where that other pink flag is over there. So this is 1 down, this is our -1 where my thumb is. So that's that flag right there. We're going over the next flag. Over there. That one's going to be y minus -2, x -2, and y -1. So we'll go back to our grid, go back to the line. This is the y-axis, and an x. -1 puts it here, 1, 2 puts it right there. So we're going to draw on a cluster of trees right here, and that's these trees. And we're going to take the biggest one, which is probably this guy right here, and we're going to do a bore increment and get age. Then we'll know this diameter, or I should say circumference of trees, because you have to do math to get diameter. That's going to let us know what the sizes are and age are. We got to ignore a lot of those, that size. We have this particular tree of the group of 3 measured at about 47.5 inches in circumference. There's a formula to find out diameter, but right now we're going to work with circumference since that's a bit quicker to do. So this is one of 3 in this cluster here. This will give us an idea of anything this size will be an approximate age. So that'll be a good aid and tool to use. So we can eliminate these once we find out they're younger than the 45 years old that we need to know about. We have a board device. It's almost like a big T. And at the very end of this T, it has curves, grooves, threads that help work its way back into the tree, and that's pretty helpful. Then of course we have our slide. This is our tray that holds the rounds, attachment ends, and at the very end we have the teeth here. And this is what's real helpful in keeping the sample attach to this one. We slip this in to pull it back out. And of course, you need to have the wax to wax it down to make sure it slips in and out of the tree. Beeswax is the best for that. So we make sure we wax up the end piece and start our increment bore. We got it started initially. A quick estimate of the diameter of the tree, that is, you take it, cut it in half, and you measure directly across, that would be the diameter. So we're looking at an estimated diameter here of about 14 inches. So we only need to go halfway through it. No point in going all the way through it, so we're going to go halfway in. So we're going to measure about 7 inches. Take a middle mark on the core, about right there. That's going to be our mark. We're going to go up to that point, and then we're going to core it, and then we're going to pull the core out, and hopefully this time it'll stick. I can show what it looks like. We've got that in about 7 or 8 inches. Not sticking out the back, because that's not our goal. Now, hopefully you line it up. This goes right down the middle, so you can see the middle, but you can still tell once you pass the middle was the angle of the growth rings changes the angle. So now we take our tray, we slide our tray inside, right there. You can feel it starts binding a little bit. That's how much it's gone in. Push it through. Okay, that should catch the wood. Well, there we go. There's our core. It gives you the core. That's how far we went in. We count the age of this old tree. We'll measure that and see how much we got of that. Okay, here's our core. This is towards the middle. This is like right there, the growth ring where it started. And each one of these lines is a annual growth rings for this particular fir. So we're going to estimate here. We'll start here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, maybe 31. So this fir here is about 31 years old till the center. About 31 till the center here. So this was not around in 1967, or about 45 years ago. So this whole thing. So we know by looking at this and counting these rings that a fir with the circumference that's measuring around the whole tree. I wrote on here with a circumference of 47 and a half inches. That's the whole circular part measured with the tape, is about 31 years old. It's not 45 years old. So based on that alone, all these trees are pretty much in the same environment. So we can estimate that these are not around during that time period. And therefore, we can eliminate them from the map by measurement. Isn't science pretty cool sometimes? Yeah, we're using it here, and I think that's a good way to do it. Once you realize how old the trees are, you can determine whether or not they're around during that time period. And there's several of these to work on, but now I can really narrow my time down in the search by just using a little bit of basic science and eliminating based on growth rings. So let's go ahead and finish that. Got till about 1 to finish my job, so I better pick it up. After all, I do want to be back home for Halloween. All right, let's get back to work. Now we take it back out. And to keep insects from invading the tree, do a little hole. There we go. And I thank the tree for keeping up his age. Right, off to the next one. Stump at the base right here. Moving over. There's the big tree. Right there. The leaning tree is that one right there. The middle tree. And the ladder tree. This guy right here. And just off this way is the bowling alley. It drops down topography wise. It's a garage. You can see the light backlighting here, because that's right towards the bowling alley area. Looking back, comes the rest of the film site. Indeed, this is the place. Starting to look pretty good. Hey, it's Robert here. It's October 31st, just finishing up, getting ready to head back to my car, about an hour or so away. It's about 1:07. Went out and took a few more pictures to try to catch the angles of the sun, and just packing everything up. So I finished up my map for now. Just got to break down the detail. That's going to take a bit of time, but I have to transcribe all the measurements and work them into to improve the map I had. And I think it was worth the trip. I saw some pretty interesting stuff. Out of all the sites I looked at so far, this has a lot of promising potential here. There's numerous points on maps that correspond to things that could fit in. So circumstantial a few times, yeah. Several times makes you wonder, maybe we have located it, and I like to think so. But I got to look it over again some more. Ian's got to do his thing, and Steven's already convinced that this is the place. So, but we're still open, still looking. But I think we got some good stuff, and looking forward to working up in paper and heading back home for Halloween. So I guess I could dress up as a Sasquatch for Halloween this year. Alright, talk to you soon.